Hey guys, Jaws of Shark Reviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy United Voyager class Cybertron Universe Vector Prime. So here he is in his alt mode, and now before we take a look at Vector Prime himself, let's take a look at his packaging real quick. So here it is, and so on the front here we have art of Vector Prime in his alt mode, which we just saw, at least in figure form. And so up close, we got Legacy United, Voyager class, Transformers, all this right here, and of course Cybertron Universe Vector Prime on the top, the Legacy United logo again. On this side we have some art of Vector Prime in his robot mode, and I'd say that's pretty cool, especially this one right here where it's zoomed out. On this side, we have half the main art for Legacy United, plus 40 years of Transformers. And the back, we have some product shots, 22 steps, some little features, and you got the name up there. Then you got all this right down below. And last but not least, let's take a look at the totally most interesting part of the packaging, the bottom. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. So so let's bring Vector Prime right back in here. And now this is one I was quite interested in, when the listings were out and stuff, and especially when he got officially revealed by Hasbro a few months back. And and I'm quite pleased to have him, I will say. So now anyways, so there's some parts on this figure that may look familiar too. Well, don't worry, because this guy actually is a heavy retool of the Legacy Year 1 Voyager class G-Axis from G2. And I will say this is a retool they did really, really nicely, because aside from this area right here, you can't even tell it's the same mold, but especially excuse me, especially after owning him for a couple of weeks and stuff and seeing the transformation and stuff, it really comes all together, and that's definitely when you realize totally, you could tell it's G-Axis, but redone enough to where it still works as Vector Prime. So I'll give Hasbro credit for that. Now anyways, let's take a look at the alt mode right here. So it's supposed to be like an aircraft of some kind, Cybertronian obviously. And I think they did like the gold paint really, really nicely in the metallic blue. That just looks gorgeous. And for the front windshields here, they use like a glossy clear blue plastic. And not a lot of paint up here. You do get some gold paint right there, and some metallic red here. And you get more of that glossy clear plastic right here. Glossy blue clear plastic specifically, for I guess the wings. I don't even know what those are supposed to be, probably wings. And those do look pretty nice. Let's look it up close. Pretty cool. Here's the back. Obviously this is definitely all brought over from G-Axis. And on the bottom, unfortunately, just like with G-Axis, the arms are just sticking right down here. So that's a bit of a bummer, but I will say it does look better on this figure than it did on G-Axis. That's pretty much it there for the details of his alt mode. So now anyways, for accessories, he does come with a Cyberplanet key, which just like with the wings and the windshield uses that kind of glossy clear blue plastic, or blue clear plastic. And you can store it here in alt mode, and the main spot where Hasbro wants you to attach it is right here. It looks like a shocked face almost. It doesn't, you got like the two eyes and an open mouth. Kind of looks like a little teeth right there too. So you have to position it like this, so you see the tabs right here, and you have to make sure this section is like facing the bottom, because if you do it like this, then there's no clearance for it. so you're gonna have to attach it like this. But once again, right in there, it fits in nice and snug. It's like perfect. Like it just fills in that gap. I mean, it looks more complete if anything. So that's kind of the accessory storage I want to see, you know, where it's not just too obvious and stuff, where it just kind of blends in perfectly. But, you know, I can understand, you know, that they can't always do that. Yeah. And for his other accessory, he comes with a sword, which again uses that really nice glossy blue clear plastic. And yeah. So, yeah, anyways, for storage, let's see, so you could put it somewhere underneath. Oh yeah, like, you could put it right here, or here and there. And I'm trying to think, could you put it right here? No, there's not enough space there. So yeah, I think on the box it shows, you know, this being right down here. So you could do that if you want, but I'll just toss it off to the side. So yeah, no, anyways, for the alt mode size comparisons, here he is with G-axis. And yeah, aside from this area, especially with the tail fin pieces, they look nothing alike. I mean, Hasbro always, you know, most of the time does a really nice job with these retools. You know, because you can't even tell they're the same figure. I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff. Let's do a full 360 here. Of course, like I mentioned before, the feet and thrusters look pretty much alike, but, you know, just with different colors. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell where they borrowed the engineering again, like with the wings right here. They use the same, like, little pin piece. Yeah, and yeah, they have the same thing going on with the arm sticking down here, but, you know, it looks better, at least on Vector Prime, since he's a Cybertronian vehicle, where with G-Axis, he's a pretty odd-looking Earth vehicle. I mean, it looks, I mean, maybe it's not supposed to be an Earth vehicle, but I mean, it looks pretty much like, almost like a jet, you know, we have here on Earth. So, just stylized a bit, but, you know, it was G2, so I mean, they didn't care if it was robots in disguise at that point. They just went nuts. I mean, they literally had Optimus Prime's name on this trailer. I mean, that's totally not going to fool anyone. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it there for the alt mode size comparisons. And yeah, I don't have any of the original Cybertron Vector Prime figures from back in the day. So yeah, that's all you're going to get, unfortunately. But yeah, so anyways, now let's do the transformation for this guy. So starting off, it's really hard to get this out, so luckily the sword can just easily pry that right out. Where'd that go? Now I think I lost the, oh, here it is, right down here. Alright, anyways, yeah, back to the transformation. So yeah, starting off, you're just going to want to untab the arms from these slots. There's these tabs that go in the slots. And yeah, so you just want to kind of lift those up, and then there's like this area right here. Just want to bring up both the shoulders until they go into where they're supposed to be. And yeah, so then after that, you just want to kind of bring out the arms right here, then flip out the shoulder pads, and then just turn around the bicep, open up this panel, and then flip out the fist, and do the same thing right here. And there we go. So there's that. Let me just go ahead and raise my camera up. Okay, so next what you want to do is you want to swivel around the what will become the chest piece in robot mode, and then you're just going to want to bring that down like that. And yeah, so let's work over here. So yeah, what you want to do right here is detach this piece right here from this kind of hook that goes into like that hole right there, where my I got fat fingers, so it's kind of hard to go by, but right above my pinky is where that's supposed to go into. And you're just going to do the same thing right here. So then just lift these up, and then next you're just going to unattach the knee pads from right here. There we go. And then after that, just split apart the legs, and then you're just going to move this all up. At the same time, just move the foot forward and bring this all the way up, and then that should close up once you get lined up. And then after that, just bring up the tail fin piece, and there we go. Unfortunately, this isn't staying in. Maybe I don't have it in right, but yeah. Alright, so yeah, same thing right here. Just bring this forward. There we go. And bring that up. Flip this up. And then after that, you can just by bringing this up, you can swivel around the waist. And there is that. So then after that, you can just bring back this section here, flip out the head, and then close this up. And then yeah, so then after that, just bring up this area right here, and there's a post right here that goes in that hole. So we're just gonna snap that right into place. Then after that, just bring this all down, and then kind of move these wings like this. So it's kind of almost like a cape, sorta. I don't know. So yeah, and then once you got that all done, there you guys have Vector Prime in his robot mode. Let me just, okay, yeah, no, he doesn't have any heel spurs, so yeah, there you guys have Vector Prime in his robot mode, and yeah, I gotta say, he looks really, really nice. I mean, you know, some people are like, he's just a retool of G-Axis, but honestly, I think it works for this guy. As long as, you know, it looks different enough, if it looks mostly accurate enough to, you know, the source material, I think it looks fine, and that's what this guy does, so I can't really complain. So yeah. Yeah, anyways, so let's take a look at the head sculpt, and yeah, really nice. You know, perfectly captures his likeness from the show, and yeah, I really like what they did here for like the little orb in his chest. So yeah, I don't know if that's clear plastic or something. It's a different feeling plastic, I will say. And you got lots of nice detailing all around here. The paint, the gold paint looks gorgeous. And yeah, of course the shin details are the exact same as on G-Axis. I guess they had to cut the budget somewhere. So yeah, and then here's the backpack, and I will say it does clean up pretty well. And these aren't too annoying. Like in my previous review of the Legacy United Cybertron Hotshot, you know, you guys know, if you've seen that, I wasn't a huge fan of all that kibble back there because it didn't really sit into place nicely and stuff, and it was just annoying. But with this guy, you can handle with it much better, so at least that's a plus. Like if, you know, you want him to sit down, then you can just kind of move these up, and then you can have him to see it. So it's a lot more doable right here. Here's the back of the legs. Yeah, these aren't quite tabbing in or anything. I think it was like that on G-Axis too, so that's probably one of my only gripes with this guy. But yeah, overall, really, really nice. So, yeah, so anyways, now for accessories. Again, it comes with a sword. Or actually, before accessories, I have to do articulation. That's usually what I do. So articulation wise, head is on a ball joint, and you can move it side to side. It can look up only this far, unfortunately though that untabs the head section right here, so I'll just go ahead and put that back in, and the head can look down that far. Shoulders can move outwards that much, and you get a bit more movement, although that kind of disconnects this little shoulder hinge. So yeah, shoulders do swivel a full 180, and yeah, it does have a bicep swivel, a bend at the elbow, it does have a wrist swivel, and Something else right here, which is pretty rare for mainline Transformers, is you can open up his hands, just like with GX. So they basically just brought that back, but still it's pretty nice to see them keeping it. So yeah, it doesn't really do much, like with Optimus Prime or Rodimus Prime. It makes sense for them because, you know, you want them to hold the Matrix, but I don't see the whole point with Vector Prime / G-Axis, so yeah, but hey, it's still pretty cool. Let's see, he does have a waist swivel, legs can kick up this far, and back that far, and then they can do the splits outwards that much. He does have a thigh swivel, a bend at the knee. Oh, and that's still disconnected. Shouldn't be like that, but it is, so I guess I'm gonna have to work around that. And this just untabbed. Right here, there we go. And he does have an ankle pivot, and the toes can move up and down, or actually not even just the toes, like the whole foot can just go back and forth like that. So yeah, pretty nice articulation, I'd say. Again, the only complaint, this thing's not really tabbing in. Let me, guys, just let me know down in the comments if there's something wrong I'm doing, because there's a tab right here, but that's for the foot, so I don't really know. I think it was like this on G-Axis, but it's just really annoying. They should have designed that better. But yeah, overall, pretty nice articulation, and yeah. So yeah, anyways, now for accessories, now I can finally get to it. Yeah, he's got a sword, so you know, he can have it in his hand. There's a little post right here, so you can put on the side of his forearm right here, or on this one too. You could sort right here or here on the legs, and you could also put it on his back. It's probably the most logical area of storage for a sword. So I'd say it cleans it, is nice and clean there. And to note, his sword's hilt does bend, so you can kind of position it however you like. And yeah, but I'll just be putting it in his hand, because why not? And yeah, and then last but not least, comes with the Cyberplanet key, which we already saw before. Now, there's a little area you guys probably saw earlier on the packaging, and it highlights that you can put it right here in the center of his torso. So again, you just got these tabs right here. It's not focusing. You can probably see it though, yeah. And it goes in little slots. So you give him the Cyberplanet key this way, and I'd say that looks pretty cool. Or you could put it right on the back. I thought there was a way you could put it on the back. I forgot. That was up here somewhere. I could have sworn. Oh yeah, right here. There's a slot right there, and you can just put it right in there. So there you go. But it's much cleaner if you just put it on his chest. But I'll just keep that off with the rest of the review. So yeah. So anyways, now making sure he's all straightened up right here. And there we go. So, alright, so yeah, anyways, now for the robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with G-Axis. And from what I can tell, it seems like G-Axis is kinda... Actually, no, they're about the same height. But yeah, let's do a 360 here, just to compare the two moldings. And yeah, so there they are together. Aside from them sharing the same mold, essentially, they're pretty irrelevant to each other. So, but you know, figured why not. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the robot mode size comparisons. And there you guys have my review for the Transformers Legacy United Voyager class Cybertron Universe Vector Prime. And yeah, I gotta say, surprisingly, this figure is a bit better than I thought. I mean, you know, I did quite enjoy G-Axis. You know, he was definitely one of my favorites from the first year of Legacy. But, you know, I was still a bit skeptical since, you know, he wasn't his old mold and stuff. I mean, you know, I wasn't sure if that was going to turn out right. And, but surprisingly, though, he did. And, yeah, my only gripe, though, is something that carries over from G-Axis, and that is, you know, his legs don't really tap together too well. So it does get a bit fiddly when, you know, you're kind of posing around with him or just messing around with him in general. Even though I was trying to straighten him up, I had to make sure that, you know, his legs were all compact and stuff. But yeah, outside of that, I'd say it's a pretty solid retool. And yeah, so if you're a fan of Cybertron and Vector Prime and stuff, I highly recommend you guys check them out. Yeah. So yeah, so anyways, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share for more, and comment down below what you guys think of this figure. So anyways, guys, as always, till all are one.